Planters Bank was founded in 1946 by farmers and business owners because they needed a community bank that knew them and understood their business. A lot has changed since then, but Merchants and Planters Bank is still employee-owned and operated, and we're still committed to knowing and understanding the needs of every customer we serve. Great rates, fast turnarounds, and experienced local bankers ready to work for you. That's why you should choose Merchants and Planters Bank. Stop in any of our 12 locations or contact us at mnpbank.com.
At us like that means that we're live. I'm kind of looking at him pointing at me the other night when we were doing the interviews with the guys down on the field. I said, well, if you're pointing at us, I guess we're ready to go. So, Josh, I would assume we're live on Living Color in Newport, Arkansas, on Facebook Live Sports Unleashed. Hayden Schultz, David Black with a couple of Greyhounds. We'll get to these guys here in just a little bit. And Coach Brian Reardon will join us, and we'll talk a little bit about our last week's big first conference victory, first one of the year, and it was a battle for sure, Hayden. And anytime you can win one to get 1-0 in the conference, you're on the right track.
Well, that's the name of the game. That's what we always talked about. It's not that we're 2-2 or 3-2 or 1-4. It's we're 1-0 this week.
That's exactly right.
Try to be 1-0 every week.
Well, it's awesome to get to do that. It's 44-26, I think, and got a big pick late to seal the deal for us, and had several other opportunities. And but anytime you win that first one, you're pretty good shape. And I think we beat a pretty good football team. And Coach will talk about that. The guys can too. I thought it was a good football team.
Well, I thought Quitman was a lot better than I probably thought they were.
Me too. Yeah.
Give them credit for going into that game. I kind of thought that it'd be not even a contest. Honestly, when I was watching warm up, and then I kind of was like, man, 6 looks good, 5 looks good, 3 looks real good, the line's pretty big. This might be a game 32. I thought 15 was real hard.
Yeah.
Quitman will shock somebody. I talked about that on the air. I think they'll be a playoff bound team, and they might have to go somewhere, in the second round of the playoff. They might upset somebody.
Right. Yeah, they're a good quality bunch. And
well, anytime you got a guy like 5 who can just run around and extend plays, it just takes one night for him to extend the play and make the big plays. So.
We were on that guy all night long, but he was just good enough, fast enough, and strong enough to he just kind of float one way, and then he'd kind of go back the other way, and he'd kind of run over here a little bit, and then he'd decide he couldn't find anybody open. But great coverage in the secondary, tremendous pressure. But we didn't get to him a bunch, but that's just because of his great athletic ability. That guy's he's a top-notch player. And somebody told me he was a move-in guy. I don't know whether he moved in or not, but anytime you be an athlete like that, he could play for me.
Yeah, he's Catholic, I believe.
Is that right?
Little Rock Central.
Central came from Central, Little Rock Central. But anyway, all right, guys, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
I'm Jalen Pollard.
B.J. Elston.
All right, now what do you do for the Newport Greyhounds? Tell us what position you play and what all you do.
I play running back, outside linebacker, and nose guard.
You don't have to get that close with you.
I'm sorry.
I like it. BJ, tell us about you, man. What do you do?
I play linebacker and H-back and anything else they need me to play.
Yes, anything. We're always interested in you guys and in what you do and why you do it, why you want to be a Greyhound, so on and so forth. And we'll start with you. Tell us, Jalen, why Newport Greyhound? Why didn't you try to do something else? Why didn't you maybe? And I say this in all fairness, you could have done a lot of things, but you chose to be a Newport Greyhound.
Right. I think it's just it goes through the family. When I was younger, watching my brother play, my uncle play, other family members, watching tapes, it just kind of brought to my mind, I got to carry on that tradition. So when I graduate and, go far on in life and I have kids, I want them to become a Greyhound. And it's just the spirit and the environment that I'm in and just what the fans give us, that's just
pretty neat, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
BJ?
Like you said, it's just family, watching my older cousin DeAndre play, watching his brother play, Pooh Bear, and I know my daddy played. My mama was a Greyhound, even though she wasn't playing no sport, but she was in band, so just my whole family playing. I just want to be like them. I look up to them. So
And
Bryson could play a little bit.
Yeah, he can play a little bit. He guarantee he could. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He can play a little bit.
You didn't know Jalen's related to Monquel Cox.
I did not know that.
Yes, sir. Big brother.
Is that right?
Yes,
is that right? Well, you better look at his. You tell him I said so, dude. We like good-looking guys, but fellas, talk a little bit about this past Friday night, and just a big victory for the Hounds, and you got to get that off that 1-0 start, and we did. And talk a little bit about it.
I just feel like as a team, we had a good preparation for practice. Monday we might have started a little rough, but as Tuesday came, we kind of learned from Monday. That's kind of what we do. We learn from our mistakes and see what we messed up on, and we work on those in practice. And as it just goes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, which is payday. Payday comes, that's when you look back on everything you worked on, film, watch, and just get better at it. And
how hard is the preparation that you guys do? First of all, I want to ask you from a mental standpoint, and then talk about the physical aspect of the practice all week.
Yeah, like he said, Monday is always going to be our mental day. We going over formations, looking at the other team film. And it's always pretty tough for guys to get mentally locked in because, guys want to be moving around and hitting because we a physical team. So guys want to be moving around hitting people, but mental day is just as important, if not more important than the physicalness of everything else because we got to get mentally prepared. Like y'all said, they was a good team, and we were prepared like they was a good team, but they still surprised us a little bit when we get out there after the first couple of possessions. And it was a good game.
You got to go play. You have to play every Friday night. Mm-hmm. And I've always said, and I've said this a million times in my life, and that other team, they're trying too. They practiced all week just like you guys did, and they came prepared to play. Hayden, these guys right here are instrumental in what we're trying to do.
Well, what I'm really excited about, David, is I don't think we've played our best football yet.
Right.
And I'll just go to Friday. I'll go to Quitman, a team that I thought, like I said, was probably a little bit better than I probably gave them credit for. Mm-hmm. We won that game by 18 points, 3 scores.
Right, yeah.
And I don't think we played anywhere to our caliber as far as what we have to offer. I mean, I could just see you're just waiting for you to bust out, and that's what's exciting about it, guys, is you haven't reached your full potential yet. And you keep on doing those things like the mental Monday. I'll tell you, I was the first guy. I hated Monday watching. I absolutely hated it. But you know what it is? You go in there and you learn, and then you figure out what's that guy's tendency. What are they doing here? That guard pulls, especially at linebacker position that you play.
Yes,
that guy pulls. He's coming to the ball. I got to be there. And you watch it on film. The coach preaches it to you. They're not just saying it just to say it.
Right.
And then when you really go out there Friday, you're like, hey, he pulled. The ball came right there. And you make a tackle. You're like,
hey, it worked.
And it always clicks on that first series when you see something, and then you go and they line up in a certain formation that you watch, and you're like, here comes a counter, and it works, and you beat the guy to the position. You're like, that's what the Monday's for. And so just keep doing what you're doing, guys. Keep plugging. I know Mondays suck. I'll be the first one to tell you. I hated practice. I'm not a practice player.
Just game guy. Just a game guy.
The switch was always on. People say I flipped the switch or whatever. Switch was always on. I always came practice, work, did that. But as far as Friday, there ain't no other feeling like that.
I didn't mind the practice part. They played 100 years ago. I didn't mind the practice part.
110.
The running is the getting in shape, and I mean that part of. I mean, I don't think anybody really likes that, but you have to do it. That's part of. If you're going to be a Greyhound, you got to do that.
You got to get better. Got to get faster.
You got to get better. You got to get better, don't you?
Got to take the train, yes sir.
And you talk about that mental aspect when they hand you that football, and you got to say you got 50 moving around there to hit up in the hole. Probably a good follow guy like that, huh?
Yes sir.
He follow that guy. and I was watching 59 play. I watched the film today, Brian, at Unity Health.
Oh, it's Riley, Matt Riley.
Yeah, Riley. I mean, listen.
Tyler was 50, right? Tyler really
Tyler was 50, but
you don't miss very many.
No, that kid got after it the other day, and just, I mean, he would get in somebody's face, and he would stay in their face, and one time I noticed, I said, he's got a big split right there, and boy, he just kind of circled right back around the center, boy, he popped that linebacker, we ran right in there, and you said, that's why we got that split there, David. That's why we got that split. But it all starts with the offensive line, and both of you guys know that. Talk a little bit about the offensive line.
We was watching film today, and I told the offensive line, I said, y'all did good. I'm not necessarily an offensive player unless they just need me, but I always tell the offensive line, y'all always doing good. I always tell the defensive line, y'all doing good, because I know that's one of the hardest positions on the field. They got to go hard every single play, no matter what happens. I'll give it to Matthew. Is always one of the last people to leave, one of the first people to be here. He always trying to get some extra work in, always.
Talk a little bit playing offense, and you play more than.
I have to say, I have to give a lot to the O-line because I feel like, without the O-line, without the center, there's no touchdowns, there's no, you breaking for big plays. And I feel like a lot of it starts at the O-line because the O-line is who they got to give it their all every play, every down, every second. Just redo it, keep redoing it, and I feel like as just giving a lot of props to them because, like I said, without them, there's no touchdowns, there's no season without the O-line. So I give a lot of good credit to O-line. Yes, right.
Well, and here's the deal where I think it's an awesome deal, and we have seen as a broadcast team and as fans when we started giving away McDoubles for pancake blocks. I mean, just that incentive from an offensive line standpoint of I'm going to get something because I got noticed.
Right.
I think it is a tremendous thing that we're doing. And Coach Austin was telling us about how many McDoubles we've been having to give away. And it's just not an offensive line, but they know they're not going to score a touchdown. They know their names probably, Randy Klepeczka will always holler at the offensive line somewhere during the game, usually at the end of the game. But being an offensive lineman, which – he was, I was, and Coach wasn't. He wasn't an offensive lineman. He was running back, blocking back, linebacker, H-back, and he did everything. I mean, he played on both sides of the ball. Hybrid lineman, I guarantee you.
Those McDoubles are McDonald's. They donate those, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. McDonald's. Yeah, they donate those McDoubles, and my goodness gracious, and they're probably thinking you get. And I'm sure Coach Austin said. They asked, well, how many of those pancakes do you get tonight? He said, oh, we haven't been getting very many, 2 or 3. Woo, boy, the numbers got higher real quickly, didn't they? I know.
Bag that big. One of these are extra. No, they're all spoken for.
Yes, sir. Tell us a little bit about school. Tell us about what you like in school. What's your favorite subject and why do you like it?
My favorite subject would probably be my AP environmental class. Just because Miss T always gonna make his class fun no matter what. Even if somebody having a bad day, Mr. T gonna find a way. He might play some music to cheer us up or something. He might let us do a little coloring sheet to let us ease our mind after a work or something. It's just always Mr. T. He gonna make you smile or something.
Favorite subject? Why?
I have to go with English.
Okay.
Because I like reading. I like taking my time, reading all the big books and stuff like that. Just briefly writing and stuff.
Do you read a lot on your own? Do you read a lot
not
some?
Really.
Yeah.
Not really. Some.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a lot of kind of big books like Harry Potter and Magic Treehouse and stuff like that.
Years ago when you had to get a book to read before we had anything online, you had to have a book or a magazine, and now you can read anything you want to on the internet. But other things, what do you got for them? Hayden, anything in particular?
What made y'all start playing football? Because I know, Jalen, you moved to Batesville, correct?
Yes, sir.
You did what?
Yeah,
you did what? Tell us that again.
I'll say after beginning of, I want to say 8th grade. Yep, beginning of 8th grade. It was like right after 7th grade. It was like the last day of school. Mom found a house in Slough Rock and ended up moving to Batesville. Played my 9th grade. Played my 8th grade. Half of my 9th grade year up there. Then from there I went to Ball Knob, and then Ball Knob went back to here. Now I'm back here.
There you go. Which one you like best? You better say being here. You had to think about that for a little bit.
Yeah,
go throw that ball. Throw that ball here. Throw it right here. He might get that on top of your head. Like my Newport. Uh-oh, bad arm, but
Well, who made you start playing football? Why were you interested? And maybe what grade you started football? I'll start with you, Jalen.
I have to say 4th grade. Yeah, 4th grade, and a lot of people. I had a nice size on me. I was probably 180. I was a pretty big kid in 4th grade, and
I remember in Pee Wee.
a lot of people, they was just telling me like you should try out football, and like I said, I've never tried it before, and I ended up playing it, and now I'm here. Pretty good.
Pretty good, it
Yes,
is.
sir.
I had Jalen when we started junior high baseball. He was one of the first guys that played. He was a 6th grader when we started
Playing in junior high.
When we started that junior high, and then BJ, I don't know if he remembers this. I helped Brad coach them in Pee Wee with Reese and his dad.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I remember these guys when they were young, so it's kind of exciting to see them, call their names on Friday night. But BJ,
I started in 4th grade, but I remember watching Jalen playing in 4th grade. I used to always want to go out there and be with Isaiah and kind of get on the field and try to play. I just couldn't watch their practices, but my dad, he coached our team, so it just made me want to play even more. And just all my friends playing and being with each other just made a good experience. And seeing all of us grow up together, it's just good memories.
Keeping that brother bond,
It's just good memories.
Well, it's pretty cool when you have family, brothers, and whether it's uncles or whoever that have played, and you have somebody to look up to. And we talk about this on the program when the Greyhounds come in. You as a young guy look up to these people that play in front of you, and then you are now in that position where you have to set the standard for these younger people,
Right, yes, sir.
and also us older people. And I mentioned this last week with the guys about John Pennington. I came over and gave a talk to the team, or maybe all the team there that day.
It's one of the breakfasts. Yeah, he had his
Yes, sir.
veteran sweater out.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that played on an undefeated football team, but he is sincere when he says he can't play anymore. I can't play anymore. None of us can play anymore.
Right.
So we look for you guys for us to be able to live in this great situation that we have been Newport Greyhound of loving it, but we get to follow you guys and we look up to you guys. I mean, as adults. But you've always got to remember that those kids look up to you. I mean, there's young kids, elementary kids, my grandkids always looking up to the Newport Greyhounds because it's pretty special. How special is it to be a Newport Greyhound?
It's very special. Like Coach Miller, we in a program called Mach 4, it's me and the character. We help all the little kids do anything we can do. Awesome. And Coach Miller was telling us, we had a meeting the other day, and he would tell us how kids look up to Colin Cry, how he dressed when he played football, the low socks. Kids look up to C.J. Young, how he run the ball. They was asking Coach Miller how he stay up. It's just fun. It's just good to knowing they look up to us, and we can make an impact on their life.
Do you notice those kids?
Yes, sir. Just like you said, starting to practice, like towards the end of practice or at the start of practice, some of those kids, in elementary, they be out there, they'll shake our hands before practice and afterwards, and they're there on Friday nights, they're there when we're running out on the field. It just feels good that you got a kid that looks up to you and that'll shake your hand every day.
There you go. There you go. What's the plan for you guys? We'll start with you, BJ. What's your plan? Of course, you've got some more football playing to do, and we both have more football playing to do. But looking forward after a year or so, what's your plan as far as what you're going to do after high school?
well, he's a junior.
Yeah, I know. He's another year, yeah.
My plan, I want to go out to college and become a travel nurse. I just want to help people, and I want to travel the world. So
Good deal. Good deal. Jalen?
I want to really go to college and start learning about farming. I want to get into farming, start my own farm and stuff like that. For the past 2-3 years, I got into farming. So, my first farm job when I was in 7th grade, it just like started from there, and just from there on, I've just liked farming. And
Good deal. Good deal.
You worked for Sammy Joe, didn't you? Sam Nicholson?
Yeah.
Sammy Joe Nicholson?
Yes, sir.
Well, let me tell you something about that old guy. Old Sammy Joe and I, this is the truth, and you'll appreciate it, and you will too. Sam Nicholson and I played side by side.
Yes, sir.
At linebacker.
Right.
And Hayden was asking me the other night, I said, who was better? And I said, well, Sam was a lot better than I was. And he said, well, Sam said you were a lot better than he was. But let me tell you what, that guy could play. He could play, and he'd pop you too. That old Sammy Joe, you know what I'm talking about, old gray-haired Sam Nicholson, yeah. I'm telling you, he'd pop you. He knows Greyhound. Don't think he doesn't look up to you guys too, but he was a good one for sure. All right, not necessarily the final question, but
It's the biggest question.
the biggest question than that, always, is if you had to pick, and you're going to have to pick, you like cinnamon rolls better or wacky cake better?
Miss Sharon Wacky Cake.
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon
I see your tally right now.
Yes, sir. We're about close, aren't we?
I bet it's pretty close.
Yeah. Well, I get to vote twice, though.
Why do you get twice?
I don't know.
Double everybody's age?
I don't know. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. What else you got for the guys, Hayden?
What's the end goal for this year? I mean, is it a conference championship? Is it a state championship? What's some of the goals that you have as a team? And then individually, as far as how many tackles you want to have or things like that. So you can start with that, BJ.
State, definitely. As soon as Coach got here, he called everybody to the office and asked us our goals. He made sure that we knew what we wanted. He made sure that seniors knew what we wanted to do, and he set out a plan for us. He told us every day in practice. He told us this is steps you gotta take to get to your goal. He made sure he reminded us all the time. This is what y'all said y'all want to do. So he gonna hold us accountable for what we want to do.
And then personal goal that you have.
My personal goals. I want to make at least all conference or all state. I want to be able to say I did that. I want to get at least let's say about 60 tackles at least. I want to get higher than S1 did.
There you go. Looking at a goal. Looking at a goal.
I say team goal, make the state. That's been the number one goal since the season, since the summer. You know, as a team, we all said that, you know, we just want to make the state. You know, it's been something that we ain't did in a while, so I feel like as a team, that's a goal that we all wanted to, you know, that we all talk about ourselves, you know, and set for ourselves that we want to go to state and, of course, win conference. And I say, as far as my personal goal, just try to beat every record my brother has.
There you go. And, you know, when you've got a guy telling you, like Coach Reardon's telling you, when he's telling you, guys, this is what it takes, that's a guy that knows.
Right. Yes, sir.
He knows not at Stuttgart, at West Memphis or Forest City or when. He knows what it takes right here in Newport, Arkansas.
Right. Yes, sir.
He's lived that. So you better take it to heart. I mean, he knows what it takes to be a state champion right here in Newport, Arkansas.
Yes, sir.
But we're certainly proud. We're proud of you guys. We're proud of what you do, regardless of what happens. And I say this every week. There'll be a day that you walk off that field and you won't get to walk back on there anymore.
Right.
And those weeks, we're halfway through a season. We're one game into the conference season. There'll be a time. Don't have any regrets. I know Coach tells you this all the time. Don't have any regrets. Don't take a playoff. Just if you can keep working, do the very best that you can do, because there'll be that time you'll go, I wished I had one more game. I wished I had one more play. I wished I could do one more thing, right, because it's over now. And then you've lived the rest of your life. Yes, but this old Greyhound football doesn't last very long, does it, Hayden?
When's the last time you stepped off the field? Do you remember it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Where was it?
We were in Batesville, Arkansas, and a guy just kicked a 43-yard field goal to beat us 9-7. Yes, sir. I remember it very well. And I remember the last time we walked off the one at Greyhound Field, won 26-7 against Pocahontas. And when we were seniors, we weren't quite as good. As a matter of fact, we actually lost our quarterback. Our quarterback moved to Little Rock. But anyway, when we were juniors, we had a great team, and kind of like Brian's bunch. But y'all had a lot more coming back than we did. But anyway. But it was sad. I mean, when I walked off Graham Field, I stopped at the little gate. We used to have one little thing to go through, and I looked back and I thought, I'll never do this again. I'll never do this again. And I can remember, just like it's yesterday, watching Gary Creech, sophomore, missed his extra point during the game, kick a 43-yard field goal on the last play of the game to beat the Newport Greyhounds 9-7. We were up 7-6. We were up 7-6 going in for a touchdown. We fumbled it in the end zone. They got the ball 20-yard line with like 2.5 minutes to go, so we had them beat. They threw a long pass and completed it, and then they lined up for a field goal. And we thought they were going to fake it, and that guy he booted it right through there. And I thought, oh, Lord have mercy. It wasn't fun. I didn't cry, but I wanted to. I thought, we'll never do this again. Guys, we appreciate you joining us. We appreciate you coming tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Stay after it. Anything y'all need to ask us before y'all get out of here? Any questions for us? We'll answer anything you got. What you got for us? Wacky cake or cinnamon roll? Cinnamon roll.
Yeah, we need some more cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon roll. That's what I'm.
Need cinnamon rolls.
That $5 check.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Brando.
Well, tell old Brando he didn't get his $5 check, but he didn't want to come. Oh, you should have come, buddy. Y'all spend that money wisely, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're going to get out of here with the Bank of England intro coming right up. Okay, Linda Black's on the set. No big deal. I'm trying to find something here on my phone. Trying to get the birthday report. You have to just go down here until you see a little birthday deal. You're okay. Just find it somewhere for me, please. Just on the notifications, you'll find it. But Coach will be in here in a little bit. He's going to get us
Now
some water.
people really see who gets the work done.
If there's any work to be done, let the intelligent people do the work.
There you go.
We're not out of water,
There's
are
one
we?
in the small fridge I put back there for you.
I see one.
Well, bring it on. You can have it. Bring me a Gatorade, please, sir.
You want Gatorade? I got you.
Yes, sir. Either color, it doesn't matter. You need anything to drink?
Purple it is.
Yeah, purple, that's what I want. We have an informal show here. We have a real informal show where we just kind of come in.
We already on.
Yeah, we're on. Yeah, we're on. Of course we're on. I guarantee we're on.
Here we go. Sorry, guys.
That's all right, brother. Y'all know Coach Brian Reardon. He's the head football coach and athletic director of the Newport Greyhounds, and he joins us every week to talk some Greyhound football, and we like Greyhound football. Coach, visited with you earlier today at the touchdown luncheon over at Unity Health Newport, and you talked a lot about the game. We'll ask you a lot of the same things, but overall assessment of last Friday night, let's talk about it.
You know, probably a little sloppy, which is pretty normal for homecoming week.
Yeah.
You know, like I told the kids.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun last week, you know, and I said I had a lot of fun on my homecoming. Any of my buddies out there, don't call in and tell the stories or anything. But the bottom line was we got it together Friday night and we won, and they did too. And I said you'll regret the whole week if you don't win this ball game. You know, that was the talk I gave before the game. You know, I said you're going to lock it in. So thought we kind of carried over a little bit of. You know, again, it's homecoming week. Do you want to take that fun away? No, that's part of it. As a coach, does it drive you crazy sometimes? Absolutely. And I thought it carried over in the early parts of the game, and then we finally got together. We competed hard. The kids always compete extremely hard. A little sloppy at times. Again, got together, made the plays we needed to, did enough to win the ball game. Quality opponent, like I said.
Sure.
You know, when I came here last week, I know sometimes it's coach speak, but I said number 5's good enough
Yep,
to keep them in any
yep,
game.
yep.
Number 6, their top receivers. Number 3 actually probably had a better game against us than 6 did. Excellent athletes, well coached bunch, and I got out there with a good win. You know, I think in the conference, if you talk to the coaches, a lot of them think they're going to fight for a 2 or 3 seed.
Right. Yeah.
You know, they're fighting for a 1 seed. The other night.
Absolutely.
You know,
That's right.
so we'll take it. You know, all W's are good W's. Just try to get a little better from it, polish up some stuff, move on.
Anything that you learned differently after watching the film, maybe that maybe you thought that we did better than what we thought we were going to do? And I mean, you analyze it more in the game. You look at it and you can kind of remember all the bad things that happened.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the film, then you find a lot of the good things that happened too. So
When you go back and watch film, it's never as good as you think, and it's never as bad as you think.
Right,
and
right.
You go back and cut a lot of good stuff. I mean, we did really, really well. You know, if you look back, you know, our goal was to stop the quarterback, and I'm not so sure that besides a couple busted plays that we didn't.
Right.
I mean, I don't think he rushed for, what,
very little.
50 yards?
Yeah,
I don't
very
know if
little.
He had 50 yards. Guys, I'm
We
talking
kept him in the pocket. I mean,
he was put up 200 yards on. I mean, he was rolling all over folks.
Yeah.
I mean, he would roll out and score 60, 80 yards.
Yep.
I mean, 4 a game. I mean, I bet you he'd rush for 200 yards a couple games and would throw for 200. He threw for 160 on his
that sounds about right. Yeah.
Now, he was 9 for 25, which was
Right.
36%.
Yeah.
Had a whole lot to do with that pressure up front.
Yeah.
In the plays they did get were busted coverage. It wasn't our best game on the D-back side. Told them that, and you know, I'll praise them. That's one of the strengths of our team. Just wasn't locked in mentally, and it had some busted coverages. But I thought we did probably as well as anybody's going to do of what I say stopping a guy like that is. You don't necessarily, like I said about the running back at Stuttgart, you don't necessarily stop that guy, you contain that guy.
Yeah.
And I thought we did a really good job with that. You know, keep him at a really low percentage throwing the ball. He was probably pretty much a non-factor running the ball. He scrambled for 5 or 6 here and there. And hit us on a couple big passes. Good athlete, great athlete. I mean, again, he's going to keep him in some games. Very impressed with number 3. Kid popped his shoulder out, come back in the game.
I
Makes
know
good
you said
plays.
that.
Tough kid. Talked to him about the game. Good kid. The quarterback was a great kid. Talked to him after the game. Good bunch of kids. You know, you get to talk to kids after the game and watch them perform and how they carry themselves. So, don't think they're a mouthy bunch like we've seen. We've seen a lot of mouthy bunches this year. A lot of people want. They want to get us going. They know it's Newport. Let's go get them going. That wasn't really what they were trying to do. They were trying to play football. Good ball game.
And it's always good to have that. Just let's
Yeah.
stay out of the game.
Yeah.
Y'all keep your mouth shut. We'll keep our mouth shut.
That's right. Let's play football.
Yes,
Let's
there
have
you
a good
go.
time. And that's what happened. You know, I thought we should have won, and we won. You know, just wasn't the way Wouldn't.
You didn't draw it up that way, did you?
I don't know that you ever coach a game that you draw up there.
No, absolutely not.
I always preach this throughout my years. I probably said it a whole lot here, but each game takes on its own identity.
It does.
And you have to adjust to it sometimes. Sometimes you go in thinking you're going to impose your will on it, and occasionally you get to do that.
Right.
Occasionally you get to have that game. You're like, we imposed our will on the identity of that game. But most of the time it just kind of presents itself, and you have to adjust.
Flows differently, doesn't it?
That's right, and you have to adjust to the adversity and bad calls, bad breaks, bad whatever, and move on. And we talk about that all the time. Adversity is part of life. It's part of every football game. It's a teaching tool for life. So we did a great job overcoming a lot of adversity.
Yeah, because I mean, as a teacher, what you're teaching to the perfection. We're teaching this is what we got to do on this play. This is what we got to do on that play. And then sometimes you can't teach this is what we got to do on this play. But if this guy gets to scrambling around, and he comes back around the other way.
Right.
You know, you say, I didn't have any answer for that because that guy made a play or what.
You're never going to achieve perfection. That's your goal.
That's sure.
And you can't. We talk about it every. Especially on Thursdays, we kind of polish up and always talk about. I can't prepare you for every situation that's going to come about in a football game. Let's just be smart and think through things and try to be smart football players. And that's what we've been a big focus for us this year. And again, I always tell the guys on the defense side of the ball, I'm a defensive guy. I'm giving you a read for the first second of the play. After that, I'm just giving you a head start, and then you got to play football.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what to do after that.
Right.
Find the ball, So, the game's going to come out there. Just going, things will happen. Hey, guess what? They practiced all week too.
They sure did.
They had a pretty good.
They sure did.
2 or 3 pretty good athletes, and they had some big linemen. They had a lot of good stuff going on. I expected it to be a playoff game, like you said, and get people fits and. Yeah, who knows what they do? They may win out in conference.
I'd be very shocked if they don't second round of the playoffs have to go to a Southeast Arkansas team and
give them fits.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
I mean, seriously, they're one of those teams, and we talked about it during the game, and they're warming up. And I was like, man, they're a couple plays away from being in the game and possibly winning the football game.
Oh, yeah.
So.
We watch guys warm up. I know y'all do too. But we watch guys warm up, and you watch a quarterback and say, "Boy, he can throw the football. He looks like he can run a little bit." And then you watch them catch it, and they're catching with their hand, and they're cutting and cutting. You tell they were well coached. I mean,
absolutely.
It was just but it's a good night. Anytime you win, it's a good night. I said it after the game to you. I don't care who it is, where it is, or whatever. There's sometimes when you go, we were a lot better than them and we didn't win.
Yeah,
and that wasn't the case. I mean,
that's right. Those aren't fun nights.
No, they're not fun nights at all. I've seen it happen.
They went home and watched film, and we went home and watched film, and they critiqued and said, "Look, we'd have done this and this and this," and I would have said this and this, but we got the W, and I've been on the other end of it. I mean,
yeah, that's exactly right.
Those aren't the fun ones where you got to say, should have done this and this and this, and we probably should have got the W.
Well, I still go back to what you said early in the year and talking about your first 4 and going into the conference season. You said
I didn't know this was coming. I mean, I'm telling you right now that I told you this last week. First 4, and then I've turned the tape on. Everybody's, it's going to get easier in your conference. And I turned tape on. I told you last week. I was like,
it's not easy.
I'm not saying it's getting a whole lot easier right now.
That's right.
I mean, that wasn't coach talk. That was truth. I was like, they're good. So we played 5 good games, 5 good teams, man. I mean. Salem's no joke. Here we go. Next week, going to their place, smash mouth football. So,
Hayden, tell us a little bit about what you know about Salem or whatever. It's a tough ball game anytime you play.
Well, I remember last year it was a game that we got out on early and kind of took care of business. But I do remember 2 years going to Salem, and I think that they were probably about where they are right now, 3-1. Didn't play a hefty non-conference schedule. Ended up winning their first conference game, and we're going down there, and we're like, and they're warming up, and kids are blowing kids up off the line, and they've got a big tight end. Quarterback I thought was a real good athlete. We went there. We ended up winning that game, I think, late, 2 or 3 scores, and took care of business. But they're smash mouth. I mean, they don't shy away from what they're going to do. You might only see 5 passes the whole game. I think it's going to be a lot like Truman, but more under center.
Yeah, they'll be under center the majority, 95% of the time.
Yeah, I don't figure that they'll get in shotgun and start spreading.
They'll do the split backs. They always have a tight end. Sometimes they go double tight, full house backfield. A lot of multiple formations. Then also they'll pop out and empty. So get ready.
Really?
But I think their game plan is going to be.
They're just trying to run right.
Well,
I think they're going to. I mean, I know what they're going to try to do to us. They're going to try to run right at us.
I think if they watch the film as far as what teams have had success on, and you saw Quitman last week that was a 5-wide team and didn't have a lot of success throwing the football, other than a couple busted plays. And then
plays they got us.
You watch Truman, and not to say that they had tons of success, but they did have success, getting in a power set, getting overload and running behind a big back. So I figure that's what Salem to do. I already know the answer to this because I went to the lunch-in, so I'm kind of cheating. But as far as where we're at, and KP said halfway through the season because it's week 5. I'm going to say third
way.
That's right.
A third of the way.
Third way through the season.
And if y'all do what y'all are supposed to do, y'all know why it's a third. But injury report, what's going on with who's back and who's not?
We're in a good spot. I mean, heck, week 5 is as good as it gets. Go there, twisted a knee, nothing serious, nothing long term. We're going to kind of watch him this week, game time decision. He could, without a doubt, he could probably play Friday night. I don't know how I want to handle that. I'm a little cautious. It's a long season. I look at it like we got a long way to go.
Yeah, there you go.
CJ could have played the second half, but I was like, CJ, we're gonna rest you, bud. You're a huge part of what we're doing. We're gonna try to get by without you. And we did. Just barely at times. We're gonna try to rest go there, but he's gonna be fine the long haul, and he may come up Friday and be 100% ready to roll. Again, CJ's fine. CJ, we put pads on the day and went live.
Did you?
Monday practice. We did.
Y'all learned it, didn't you?
Middle Mondays are too boring for this one.
I gotta hit somebody today, Coach.
Put your pads on. Let's go. They're tough on me too. They say the teams take the identity of your head coach. I'm ADD too. I said that all the time, and I like hitting too. So by God, we threw pads on and hit. And CJ, we went live, and DJ Marshall's back. So that was a big other reason. I want to see DJ in live action, coming off an injury, how he's going to react to contact and all that. And he had good practice, didn't he? We had a good practice in general, way better than last Monday. Probably better than any practice we had last week. I thought we carry that over. We'll be looking real good. So we're as good as you possibly probably could be in the injury report right now. I mean, I don't foresee anybody sitting out this Friday.
Knock on. I guarantee.
There's a game time decision, but he's a go there. Guess what he's going to want to do?
Jeremiah's hurt.
Jeremiah.
He's the one hurt.
Jeremiah's going to want to be out there by Friday. I bet you.
He'll play then.
He'll play then.
If it's his decision, if it's a game time decision, he has to make the decision.
I knew when he came off. When he came off, and I thought, oh, this doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. And then and you hope for the best because I've seen others get off a lot easier than that and have multiple fractures. You
never know. It's crazy.
I know.
I've seen so much.
I know.
I've seen kids walk off. He's fine and done for the year. I've seen kids like, oh my God, he's done for the year and back in 2 plays.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
You never know. We've been lucky so far, and I hope that stays on our side.
Talk a little bit about your offense. You look at it, and I talked to Coach Brown after the game, and he said, "Oh, it just didn't." He said, "Didn't really click tonight." And then you look at what we did offensively. Yeah. Well, then we moved the football. We got a lot of yards. We did quite well. And again, you're working against perfection. If you don't get it perfect, you don't score every time. You go, oh, we didn't get it all done. But offense is pretty good.
Yeah, I guess they said close to 500 yards.
Yeah.
And again, I told him, I said we scored 4 touchdowns. I told him today, I like to just speak what I think. I'm just going to lay it out there.
You've always been that way.
You got to score more than 28 points with 500 yards. Don't you think so? Because here's the deal. We had a pick 6. I'm giving Tyler credit for the.
That's right. There you go.
That was a layup for the offense.
That's right.
I'm giving him credit on that one. So that would be 4. Would that correct for the offense? Now we did well with the 2-point conversion, and they did good stuff. When you take it was a blessing in disguise. CJ had to sit. You throw Jalen out there, Tony out there. You get those guys reps. You see other ways that if you have to deal with that in the future, you see other ways that you can move the ball. So we were able to fight through that situation. And when you have an all-state running back, the leading rusher in the state of Arkansas, and he sits the second half, you're probably going to sputter a little bit.
Yeah.
You probably are. And we did. And I just didn't finish. And sometimes it was a bad break. Sometimes we did it ourselves. Late in the game, we had the ball at the 40 twice. We had great field position 2 or 3 times.
Right.
And we could have put the game away a lot earlier, and we just didn't. We sputtered. We ended up having to put it away with the pick 6. And I pushed those. I'm going to tell those guys, and I told them today, we got to finish those. We got to go punch those in. That first drive, we get a free possession right off the bat. What are you trying to get that?
You got to go score.
Nothing with it. We get inside the 10, and then had an unfortunate fumble. We're going to keep 2 hands on the ball, though. Jalen knows that. And it just sputtered. Just sputtered at times. Scrapped out a win. again, I mean, always going to try to fix the stuff that went wrong, but in the end, the goals. Who's that? Herm Edwards said the goal is to win the game.
That's exactly right.
The goal is to win
the game. We must win the game. Talk a little bit about junior high and seventh grade. I mean, boy, a team, and Coach Kenny Black and I were talking, I guess, yesterday, come back from Memphis about our junior high team and seventh grade bunch, and you line up against a MacArthur like we did a couple of weeks ago, and you beat the 7A team, which we talked about. But talk a little bit about those guys in general, and specifically, or however you want to talk about it.
I think they're both 5-0.
Yeah.
The seventh graders have about 3 or 4 extremely talented kids. Got another Hardaway coming third quarterback. Got a Rucker on that team, and got 2 Hardaways actually, and there's a lot of other pieces in between there. Jeff. Old Valentine's kids on that team.
Really?
A lot of old Greyhounds, kids and nephews and whatnot on the team. Pretty good bunch, coachable bunch. I walked in a film session with them, and they sat there for 45 minutes and took a better film session than my senior high does a lot of nights.
What? Oh, boy.
They just glued in and locked in, And I worked with them too. Junior high, very talented. What I like about the junior highs, they're 5-0, but they've had, until last week, they've had to really, really earn a lot of their games.
Right, sure.
It was 7-6. We didn't score an offensive touchdown on my
Right, got a pick.
Pick
Pick
six.
six.
Game. They've won a lot of different ways. A very scrappy bunch, talented bunch, balanced bunch. You always see it's like we always have skill players. We got the linemen too. They got them in that bunch. They're just like this senior class. They got it, and it's 3 grades back to back to back. It's special right there. I always tell people it takes two good grades.
You got to have 2 out of the 3.
2 out of 3.
Yeah, you got to have 2 out of 3, regardless where they are.
Be a special bunch.
Absolutely right. You got to have 2 out of 3. If you got 1 out of 3, you're in big trouble.
When you got all 3,
yeah.
It's a special bunch. They're good attitude, fight in them, unselfish bunch. I could just go on and on talking about them. I don't want to praise them too much. I want them to have to earn it just like everybody else. And I'm all about keeping kids humble. Money Wren's an exceptional player, but every time I see Money, I find a way to he tell him what he needs to get better at.
There you go.
Not. He helps us on the sidelines on Friday nights. He doesn't mind being the ball boy or holding the iPads for us, and just wants to be at the ball games. And Luke Reynolds is just going to be a special quarterback. They got the big lineman out there. It's a well balanced bunch. I don't ever like to get. I'm just excited about this week. I'm excited about tomorrow. But as a coach, you do peek ahead sometimes.
Sure, you do.
And I think we're doing really well. I don't see there being much of a fall off next year. I mean, there's not very many seniors, but that doesn't matter because the 2 classes behind them are very, very good, and the seniors we do have are very good. And I think it's going to be a surprise year next year, and I think after that it's just going to keep rolling. So we're going to set that. We're going to set a high bar this year, though, aren't we, Jalen?
Yes, sir.
And again, loving that junior high bunch because Morris did a great job with them, and they're coaching them up, man. Now they got Salem as 5-0 this week. That's
really
home. That's the perceived conference champion.
Okay.
What they say
right
is the possible conference championship. And we were able to go to Quitman last week and get probably our first. Well, Perryville. I think we handled them pretty well, but I think they kind of got it late. But they were able to really jump on them and get the 8th graders all the second half reps. It was enjoyable to watch the 8th graders. I mean, that's a good bunch. I mean, so it's coming. I mean, I hope I can stick around for a little while.
All you got to do is win, coach. That's all you got to do, man.
We've won more than we've lost at this point.
That's exactly right.
So,
that's exactly right.
Keep that going.
Bad Head Pizza big hit of the week, Jacob Ozier.
Okay.
And we had several big hits the other night. Hayden, talk about some of the big hits.
Ben wanted to give it to Tavares, but I kind of talked him out of it because Tavares got one last week.
That's right.
He suckered us into one while he was here on air, so
yeah.
I wanted to give some love to Jacob Ozier. So Jacob Ozier got it.
Can't argue with that. Ozier is the knockdown king right now, I think, as far as he's leading the team in that. Karan probably would argue with you a little bit on that.
Right, it'll be hit. Yeah, it'll be hit.
Short, he met that quarterback.
He sure did, and that was a dandy.
Tyler Ridley's always got some pretty impressive. Abel had a couple big ones out there. So
he did. Yeah, he did.
I like it when it's not easy to make this decision.
Right, exactly right. Well, we like when you got a bunch of choices there. You go, golly gee, we can't give away 12 pieces.
That's right.
I guess we could if we.
I wanted to give it to Ridley when 5 rolled out and he laid out.
That was a tremendous
play. And it
play.
wasn't a big lick, but
it was a tremendous play.
I just want to give him something.
He ran him down from behind.
Yeah.
He ran the quarterback down.
We talk about this a lot. Tyler's quiet, humble kid. If he's about, what, 6'1", 6'2"?
Yep.
If he ends up being 6'5", Nick Saban's going to be in Newport, Arkansas the next 3 years. I'm just telling y'all right now. He's going to come down here knocking at our door. It's all about that height, though, nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Because he can run. He's very physical. He's strong. He's athletic. You ever seen him play basketball?
Absolutely. Saw him play last year.
Yeah, he's got soft hands.
I watched him play
He
basketball
dominated.
one day. I was like, my God, he can play. He's good at this. I mean,
He sure is.
He's not a big guy out there just getting rebound. He's throwing basketball on his back, and he's going to be a college ball player no matter what. But if you to get to that high level, that SEC level, you got to get to 6'5" nowadays.
You bet.
And,
You bet.
He's got the skill set there. He got the mentality. Good grades. Great kid, man. Like him.
Tim
But
Brown
that's an
told me the
impressive
same
play.
thing.
Everybody's mentioned that play. That's tough.
Effort play.
Yeah.
And we had lots of effort plays where we didn't tackle the guy,
Abel had a
but
phenomenal game too.
yes, he did. Boy, he would hit people, and he, on the block punt,
Yeah.
it was because he got back there so quick that he just knocked the guy back there. I don't know who blocked it as such, but I know Abel was in on it.
They knocked the guy into it and hit him
think
off
so.
the back.
Yeah, there you go. Abel hit him.
The up back guy. I've always said when you put those three big up back guys, you're so
Go in and hammer him.
but you're so susceptible for a block punt because those guys are just going to stand there.
Right.
They can't come to you. They're
Right.
coming to you.
They're not going to come downhill, and you can just go and lay those guys out. And I've always said those are the ones that you can block a punt by
And you've
hitting
said
a
it
guy
on
back into the punter.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily that you tip it, but hitting a guy into him.
Oh, we counted as a block punt. We caught it.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted him to
That's
get in the
two
end
block
zone.
punts. We special teams have been good to us this year.
Kickoff return.
Kickoff return. We had a punt return. Colin Cright. We've had some really good returns that got called back. Isaiah's had some good returns. We're going to keep trying to, in our conference, I think, we're probably going to have some skill players that not everybody's got, and that should be something. That's something to our advantage that we need to take advantage of.
Onside kicks, too, Coach. Start the game.
We didn't call that.
Was a good onside kick. Were you ready for them on that one, didn't we?
We got that. All right.
When he kicked it, I was like, man, that's as good as the onside kicks I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And when it happened, because we went down there so quickly and got on the ball, I was like, man,
Yeah.
Coach rolling the dice here early.
They had a guy slip.
We did do the pooch in between.
Yeah.
And anytime you do that, our goal is to have a chance to get it. So when I say we didn't necessarily call the traditional front line onside kick, but anytime we pooch it in between, our goal is to get down there. And I always tell the kids, we're doing this to go get the ball. Otherwise we kick deep.
Right.
We want a chance to steal the possessions. So we wouldn't necessarily, like I said, onside traditional, but we were trying to get the ball.
We talked about
Didn't do anything with it. But
No, that's all right though. You got different offensive possessions after that. But we talked about those pancake blocks a little bit ago, and talking about our linemen. And there were two plays. One of them with Cright, other one with Kendall, blocking from the perimeter from the wide receiver spot, where they took guys and literally drove them 20-plus yards down the field. And I was real impressed about those skill people trying to get a pancake block.
Well, I think they can tell you the most intense coach on our staff is Coach LeVar Neal.
Right.
And they practice that. And then when they practice it, it looks like that in practice.
Yes, sir.
And it's extremely physical. And it's expected right now. And that's what I like about this senior bunch. They're making big strides. We're not, we talked to them today. We're not a state championship team right now. We got a lot of growth left. I think you mentioned that earlier. But it is good to know you can sit there and bring that word up because you got that potential to be there. And I think the kids know that. We got a lot of cleaning to do. You got to be a little more consistent, in all areas to be able to be an elite team.
But you said all year that you want it to be in week 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, that's when you need to be. That's when you need to be playing your best.
I said week 0 going into that. I said, I don't know how well we're going to look this week, but you probably don't want to see us week 7 or 8.
There you go.
Week 7 had a bye. Week 8's Melbourne, so I hope I'm right on.
I hope you're right too,
Week
bro.
7, nobody wants to see us. 'cause we got a bye.
Couldn't get anybody in on that schedule.
That's right.
All we do those Greyhounds week 7, they're going to be pretty good.
We walk into the conference play after a brutal non-conference to one of the best teams in the conference.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, I don't know where to place them yet. I don't look ahead. And then I turn around and pump Salem in there, going to Salem, physical, kind of our kryptonite type team, honestly.
Yes, they are.
It's like, here we go again. And,
It doesn't get easy, does it?
I was like, yeah. Everybody tell me how easy the conference is going to be. I was like,
Melbourne was there Friday, too.
Melbourne was there watching
Yeah,
Friday.
I saw Stu.
They're playing some good football. They're undefeated, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Good. Stay that way.
Somebody had asked me about Stu Smith, and they said, well, you know, it's the first time he's ever been a head coach. And I said, well, yeah, that's right. He's won 11 state championships as a head coach if you count baseball and track. Yes, he's won 11 state championships. So the guy can coach.
He's been a head coach. He can coach everything.
He sure has.
Everybody knows Stu. He's a good old boy.
He's a great guy,
He's
isn't
a
he?
good guy, and he's a good coach. You know, and I was a little, well, it was funny when he took that job. I was still at Southside.
Right,
so
yeah.
I called him up and talked to him, and we scheduled a scrimmage. So
Right.
scrimmage this year, we went and watched that. By the next time I talked to him, I kind of already knew I was coming here. So when I was talking to him, he didn't know. I was digging.
Hey, what are you guys lining up? What are you guys doing?
I was doing a little digging then, and then about 3 days later, he texted me. He said, "You take the Newport job?" I said, "Yeah, I did."
Well, let me tell you what. He battled Newport when he was at Batesville for many, many, many years.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, he's a class act, and we'll get to see him and his bunch. He introduced me to 3 of his kids the other night. Yeah. And Batesville and Southside are playing this year, right?
They are. They're gonna play. They're gonna play week 9. Well, I promise you, I ain't gonna forget that. I left. Of course, when this job popped open, I jumped on the opportunity.
Absolutely.
But my goal was to make the playoffs, and beat Batesville week 9. that's what I called the kids in, and I told them, "This is what I want this year. We're moving to 5A. We're not gonna win a state championship. I mean, it was when I came here, I was being realistic with it. I'm a realistic coach,
Right?
But we can make playoffs, beat Batesville.
There you go.
And I'd say week 9. Like playoffs, beat week 9. So I know that's why I remember that. And they're pretty much sticking those goals. They're off to a pretty good start. I think they're 3-1 right now. They got their first conference
Right.
win.
Yeah.
I still got love for them. I've always been a Greyhound first.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna pull for them. I hope they do the best they can.
We'll definitely pull for them week 9
Well,
against Batesville.
I think Batesville knows who I'm pulling for now. So and it'll probably be that's outside. So unfortunately, our bye week wasn't that week. I know where I'd have been. That'd have been a fun game to go watch. Hey, it's going to be a good one for the state of Arkansas. There's not many in town rivals that that are getting in the small towns like that.
Oh, Hoxie Walnut Ridge for years played,
they're
and then
pretty
they
good.
quit playing for a little while, and I guess they still don't play anymore. But yeah, I don't know. But
I think they're in the conference together now.
Yeah.
are they? So the conference games,
have
okay,
to
you have to
now,
play.
yeah.
But at one time when they were in a conference together, they played the last game of the year in conference, and because they couldn't. They just scheduled the first game of the year. They played the first game of the year against each other and the last game of the
did
year.
they really?
Yeah, absolutely. 2 times a year. And then Manila had a quirky schedule one time where they played, was it Piggott back-to-back? Played them first game and second.
That's weird.
Or Corning. Corning played.
Corning played somebody back
Like
to
their
Yeah.
last non-conference.
Yeah, lost to them and then beat them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was like their last non-conference and their first conference play.
No, it's to open up the year. It wasn't even.
No,
They just couldn't find any games.
Couldn't find-
Yeah, so
Couldn't
let's play
find any
twice.
games.
Treadway was up there.
Yeah,
Larry Treadway was in the game.
back same opponent.
Huh?
Yeah, they won. Treadway won his first game. Corning won a long time. Won the first game, and everybody, oh boy, didn't they got beat the next week. Same team.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
That's odd. Yeah.
Josh, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna let Coach get out here. Let's instead of doing the 2 Chicks report right now, let's do the Robert Turner plays of the week first. That'll give us an extra minute or two. And Coach, we appreciate you joining us as always, and it's a pleasure to get to hear the enthusiasm about what's going on in our school and our program, and our kids they're fighting, and the goals are all the same. They all talk about what they want to do to get to a state championship game. It's exciting.
Well, to know you have that potential to have that goal, because you have to be fairly realistic, with kids. If you come out screaming that every year and then you go 5.
Well, it's not an every year thing, yeah.
But you really can't. You can't come out and say that every year, And even when Key was here, they had several years in a row. I think that was the goal.
Yeah.
So they had a pretty good little run. But, hey, look, we may have one lining up. Well, so we'll see. But it's fun to be able to talk about it. It's fun to be able to dream big. And why wouldn't you dream big? If you have that kind of potential, you might as well shoot for the stars. See what happens.
You got anything else for Coach before he gets out of here?
No, sir.
All right, man.
Come Thursday, junior high at home, and then pack it out at Salem Friday.
We need a crowd. We need a crowd to go with us.
Friday.
Yeah, we need
I
a
know
big crowd.
homecoming, but it was a big crowd Friday.
Come check out the junior high, the Pups Thursday night. That's supposed to be a pretty dang good game.
Well, you're going to see a good one from our side. I know those guys are pretty good, you said.
Well coached team, tough team. Salem's got they're Greyhounds too.
I guarantee you. My good friend Freeman Travis, who did many, many years of Salem Greyhound football, was texting me the other night. He said, Salem's up 28-0, Salem's up 35-0. Salem, golly gee. Who are they playing? I mean, it didn't matter, but I thought they're killing somebody, whoever they're playing. But Coach, appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you.
And as always, go Hounds.
kickoff where community comes first. 25-25 Malcolm Avenue in Newport.
Hounds got the football. Hounds have got the football here, and what a start, Brendan Curry.
Just a crazy start to the football game. Right to the bottom of your screen, Kendall at the top. C.J. Young, the lone running back.
Everybody within
Spearman at a nutback.
6 yards of the line of scrimmage is to give is to Young. Young squeaks through, and he's going to walk in the end zone. Touchdown, Greyhounds.
9 at Stowe Stables.
And on second down, the give is to Young. Young breaks a tackle. Now across midfield is C.J. Young and goes out of bounds inside the 40-yard line, and a first down here for the Hounds.
That Young.
2nd and 3, Hounds. Going to get it in the end zone.
How about Braxton? Calls his own number.
Untouched for a score. Makes it 12-6 Greyhounds.
On second and long, looking to throw is Braxton. Braxton throws it up, finds Kendall. As here's the snap, Hounds look to bring pressure. Donahue rolling out, has nowhere to go. How about Abel Robinson and Tavares Davis in the backfield? Put him in the clubhouse.
Well, I'll take that.
Hounds look like they might bring pressure here, and they do. It's blocked. Got to find the football. How about the big man Tyler Ridley refusing to go down, and he's going to be inside the 5 to the 2-yard line.
Look at the left guard gap.
That's why, David. Touchdown, C.J. Young walks in the end zone.
Untouched. Great call. Riley with a good block. Here he comes again.
How about Young? 2-point conversion, good.
Hire this guy.
Good call. Good call, Tim Branham. Not cried on the seam route. Throws it out wide to Kendall. Kendall, stiff arm, refusing to go down, and is slung out of bounds. And a big play right there as Kendall gets up and hurries back to the huddle.
Take free football here the last minute 45.
How about Young? Up the middle, Young breaking a tackle and gets outside. C.J. Young, good blocking downfield. Isaiah Kendall is, Young goes into the
homecoming festivities.
Isaiah was first and goal from the 3.
Kendall at the top, Cried at the bottom, Spearman at your nutback.
Braxton calls his own number. Dives in the end zone, touchdown. Crowd happy, half the crowd mad. As a jump ball up to Kendall. He went up and got it.
What a toss and what a spectacular catch.
Oh, my goodness.
Just great throw and catch there from Braxton to Kendall. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 for Quitman with 43 seconds to go in the first half.
Here's the snap. Hounds bring pressure. Donahue steps up. Big lick there by Tavares Davis to bring him down.
30.
Here's the snap. Looking to throw. Donahue has nowhere to go. How about Tyler Ridley with a big sack?
Huge sack in the ball game there for Tyler Ridley. Huge push there by the offensive line. Matthew Riley along with Tyler Ridley. Jacob Ozier in there on the O-line. Dylan Carter. Spearman at a nutback.
And Lucas Salinas.
Lucas Salinas is the other one I couldn't see.
Here's the snap. They go back to lock. Trying to bounce outside and has nothing. How about big Tyler Ridley? What a game he's had tonight. Here's the snap, and they give it to Hensley again. Not a whole lot of room there. There's a big lick by B.J. Elston. Here's the snap. Go to Braxton. Braxton, first down and some more as Braxton's inside to the 35-yard line, and a big first down here for the Hounds.
Just worst case scenario, be out of this with a tie.
Rolling out, it's picked off.
Hounds keep the lead here, 28-26. 2-point conversion is no good, so the Hound defense holds there.
Tavares Davis picks that one off. Snap, Braxton throws out wide to Crite. Crite, get off of me. Kylan Crite with another stiff arm, breaks another tackle. Kylan Crite refusing to go down. And a big play here for the Hounds.
All effort there by Kylan Crite, just the play of the game.
Snap. Braxton looking to throw.
Goes to Crite. Crite goes up and gets it. What a play, Kylan Crite. Give it to a playmaker.
We need a Bratcher real estate touchdown right here, Benny boy.
1st and goal from the 3 now.
Pollard is the running back. Crowd at the bottom, Kendall at the top.
Braxton walks in untouched. Touchdown, Greyhounds. Braxton up the middle, 2-point conversion, good. Big 3rd down here. Donahue calls his own number, bears a big lick. How about Spearman? Put him in the clubhouse, and it's stuffed.
Woo! Put him in the clubhouse, baby, with a fat head hit of the week to Ron Spearman.
Ball on the ground. I think Big Abel's got the football.
We'll wait for the signal from the referees. Stripe says we got it, guys. 1st down, Hounds.
Snap, Braxton. Quick out to Crite. Crite made a guy look silly. Ball on the ground. And it looks like Spearman's going to jump on it.
Karan Spearman with a brilliant move to push that guy out of the way because he was fixed to fall on it. Just a heads-up football play move right there by Spearman.
Throw it up to him.
Donahue steps up in the pocket, throws it up. How about Tonio Phillips with a pick?
Touchdown.
He's going to go the distance. The 10th grader sophomore, Tonio Phillips.
I've got him for 65 plus.
That's it, David.
That should seal the deal there for the Greyhounds. Puts them up 42-26 over Quitman with 2:47 to play in the ball game.
Snap, Braxton puts his head down. It looks like he's got it. 2-point conversion is good.
The year before, you just try to build on those things. And hey, a win is a win is a win. So I will take it. Hounds win, final score 44-26. C.J. Young wins the Bill Keedy Memorial Scholarship Award. Well deserving there. Some representation from Jake Keedy, Coach Keedy's grandson, Miss Jennifer Keedy, Billy Keedy Jr., and Miss Brandy Keedy. All staples in the Greyhound household.
They're pointing at us, and this is Kylan Crite, C.J. Young on this side. Kylan, you're the player of the game, Unity Health player of the game. Talk to you first, and C.J., then we'll talk about the Bill Keedy Award. Great effort tonight, both sides of the football. Couple of big plays after you caught the ball. Talk about your offensive performance tonight.
Just trying to, we needed first down, so, I'm ready to get it for us or get a touchdown for us, because we faced a little adversity, but, we fought over it.
Yeah, there's no doubt we had a lot of adversity tonight. Offensively, we moved the football down. Defensively, those guys got a couple of drives on us, but it's just part of the football game. The most important thing is that we're 1-0 in the conference, and talk about how important it is to get the first one.
It's very good. We're going to keep going, though. We got to get better next week and so on and so on. We're trying to make it to Little Rock, get them rings.
Well, you can't do it until you do one in a row, and we're on the road this coming week. You play them 1 week at a time. Talk a little bit about your offensive and defensive line. Let's talk defensive line first. These guys just simply got after it, pressure on the quarterback all night long.
Yes, they fought their butt off tonight. I feel like he didn't do what he could do. So, like, yeah, they was busting off, making them scramble and stuff, look for some people to throw it to, but they was all locked up and stuff tonight. So, yeah.
The health player of the game, Kylan Kraft. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, and we'll see you next time, okay? Yes, okay, C.J. Young, the Bill Keedy Award winner. First of all, tell me about the ankle.
It's not my ankle, it's my shin. But the doctor said just stay off of it, rest, put some ice on it, and it will just heal itself.
So the doctor told you that tonight or just sometime this week?
During halftime.
Okay, so then you knew coming out that you weren't going to be back in the football game.
Right. I just trust my teammates, and I knew they were going to pull the W, so I just stayed off.
That's the most important thing. But let me tell you what, to win the Bill Keedy Award, what does that mean to you? I mean, you know Coach Keedy's name, and I don't know if you remember Coach Keedy, and I know you know Billy and his boys, but what does it mean to you to be the Bill Keedy Award winner?
It's an honor to be the award winner. I'm good friends with Will and Jake. And I talked to Coach Keedy a few times when I was a kid about sports and stuff, and he just made me feel special talking to him because hearing his name, knowing he was the greatest coach to ever come through Newport, it was an honor to be able to have met him and talked to him and knew him, and it's an honor to receive this award.
Well, the thing about it, you get to put that on your wall at home. They'll put your name on that board up there, and that board will be there for a long, long time. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
C.J. Young, he is the Bill Keedy Award winner. Good luck, brother. We'll bring Coach Reardon in to talk just a little bit with the Subway inside the Newport Walmart Coach's Show. And, boy, anytime you get a win, it's good, and Coach will talk a little bit about that. But, yeah, I'm ready. We're ready to go, brother. We're ready to go. Coach, a win is a win is a win. So, you know, you call them ugly, you call them, you know. But listen, we're 1-0 conference.
We're 1-0 conference. Like I said, this playoff started tonight. We, give us a heck of a battle. I think I told y'all earlier in the week. You got a couple guys that can keep any team in a game, and that's 5-6, and number 3 also. I mean, they were athletes. They kept finding little holes in our coverage. Did a great job making plays when they had to. 5. I mean, it was like no play was ever over with that guy,
right.
Man. Hats off to him. Had a great game plan. They were able to run the ball a little bit better than I thought they would, and they were trying to grind the clock a little bit on us there. Smart move. Coach Mars did a great job. We just made a couple plays there at the end, and we'll take it, man. We'll take it.
Hey, anytime you win, I don't care. I mean, you announce it. You know, we had some audio problems, and we thought it was kind of an ugly game on our end up there because we had audio problems on. And but let me tell you what, I never thought the game was in doubt. Never did that. And then even coming out the second half, we drive it down a couple of times and don't get any points, and all of a sudden they get back in the ball game. And Antonio Phillips with a big pick.
That was awesome. I almost ran down there and met him in the end zone because I knew then, I could exhale at that point, and then we got that 2 and went up 3 possessions. So, that's when there wasn't enough time left. They didn't have any timeouts left. Like I said, hats off to your job. The seniors, I told them you don't want to regret this. It's been a busy week. I think everybody knows homecoming week's kind of tough on young men. It's kind of tough on me when I was that age too. And I said, so when you come out of homecoming week with a win, against a quality team, you just take that win, smile, and enjoy the weekend.
I do know.
Ready for the next one.
That's right. Well, we're 1-0 in the playoffs, and the playoffs start again next week, don't they?
That's it. Round two.
Round 2, the playoffs coming right up. He's Brian Reardon. He's the head football coach, athletic director of Newport Greyhounds. Subway in the Walmart Supercenter right here in Newport brings you his show each and every week. And as always, go Hounds. Well, and the Two Chicks Florist and More birthday report. Today's birthdays include Caitlin Foshee Schultz has a birthday today. Where did Hayden go? I think he might have left the premises. Deanne Smith with a birthday. Jackie Wallace with a birthday today. Mark White, Mary Gates, and Kylie Sanders, all with birthdays on today. And later this week on Tuesday, John Nance, Brandy Ford, Cameron Stone, and Tammy Clausen all have birthdays.
Steve Knox, Stu Smith, the head football coach we talked about earlier at Melbourne, the Melbourne Bearcats, has a birthday on Wednesday. Robert Kirtner with a birthday. Misty Williams-Hallberg has a birthday. Tyler Barker with a birthday. Jacob Cox has a birthday on Wednesday as well, as does Miss Cecilia Bunch, and happy birthday to all of you. Tammy Gallant on Thursday. John Harvey, coach at UAM Monticello Baseball. Gerald Darnell with a birthday on Thursday. Danny Foley, former Walnut Ridge Bobcat and head football coach at Batesville, Arkansas at one time, has a birthday. Teague Phillips and Mary Billings with birthdays. Jennifer Watkins, Randy Turner, Tyler Johnson has a birthday on Thursday, as does Colton Edwards, Mark Ellis Sr., and Lindsey Jackson. And Friday's birthday, Cindy Sides has a birthday. Kathy Robinson. Claire Statler has a birthday. YB Scope has a birthday. Charlotte Elsie Tucker has a birthday from over at Harrisburg. Megan Gons and Amber Campbell. Saturday's birthday, Ricky Simpson. Carly Saracini has a birthday on Saturday. Brittany White, Donnell Swanson. Henry Boyce with a birthday on Saturday as well. I said on Saturday. These are Saturday's birthdays. Savannah Beatty, Brandon Gates, and Darlene Madden, all with birthdays on Saturday. Andre Rodriguez on Sunday. Peyton Stegall, Steve Davenport, Beth Walker, and Natalie Martin with birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday to all of you from Cable 15 TV, Facebook Live, Sports Unleashed, and Two Chicks, Florist, and more. And we'll end. Until next time, everybody, so long. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of our sponsors on Cable 15 TV, Facebook Live, Sports Unleashed. And that list is long, and we certainly appreciate all of them, or we wouldn't be able to put these programs together. Included in that list is C&M Ag Depot at 2900 Highway 367 North. Farm supplies, hardware, clothing store, power tools, you name it. Before you shop out of town, come see us at C&M Ag Depot. Dias Scrap Metal, buying cars, iron, copper, cans, brass, steel, stainless, electric motors. They buy everything and they pay in real money. Give them a call at 523-3858 for more information. Fletcher Land Surveying. Before you build that fence, make sure you have accurate boundaries. If you don't, you might mess up and have to tear it down. Give Kenny a call at 523-5625. Other sponsors include Fathead Pizza. That's one word and it's all caps. And it's the Hembry Brothers, Joey and Marcus. Great pizza, fresh, hot sandwiches, and the salad supreme that's second to none. You can call your order in at 870-201-1313. They'll have it ready to go. It'll be piping hot when you pick it up. Delta Trailer, been involved for 50-plus years right here in Newport, Arkansas. Dale Lee started this business many years ago in his backyard. And he built one trailer, and then one trailer went to two trailers, and then the third trailer, and then pretty soon it's a multi-trailer business, sending trailers all across the United States and Canada. These guys do it right, and let me tell you, there's no better family in Jackson County than the Eves family. And then also Temp Pro. If you need that air conditioner check, Sam and John Laster are the guys. Give them a call at 501-827-3213. And the White River Health System has the care you need when you need it in Newport and Batesville. In Newport, Dr. Randall Hunt, Dr. Nicole Lawson, and APRN Marlo Hargrave for your primary care needs at the Newport Diagnostic Medical Clinic. You can give them a call at 512-2500 for an appointment. Until next time, everybody, this is David Black from Cable 15 TV and Sports Unleashed. Thank you. See you next week.